Hello St. Louis and welcome back to the 314. My name is Mike. I am Quatorze, a video artist from South City, and this is your monthly look at some of the hip hop and art events here in the gateway to the West. I'll be giving you 3 things that have caught my eye over the last several weeks, 1 plug I get for myself on a project I'm currently working on, and as always I wrap up the show with 4 things that I think you should be paying attention to here in our scene. So without further ado, let's get into it. To start off the episode, I'd like to give a big nod to Tanina, who has been named by NPR as one of the 40 best new artists to watch out for. This is a huge honor from NPR. They really love and enjoy her sound. Anyone who has seen Tanina live here in St. Louis understands that she is a musical force. So I'm very proud of her and what she's been able to accomplish. She has a bunch of new music out on streaming services, so if you're on iTunes or Spotify, check out her new single, Fiji, which is wonderful, and get hooked into what she's doing. She regularly performs at the Grandel, which is in Grand Center, so if you haven't seen her live, I highly recommend that. And again, big props to Tanina for grabbing that honor from NPR. Another person who's been making waves nationally is DriveWaves, who had one of his tracks tweeted by Diddy. There's this video circulating online in the internet where there's a bunch of little white kids who can't be older than 12 or 13 playing one of DriveWaves' songs, which is called Body Bags and Bricks, and they're dancing to it and yelling the lyrics on top of this SUV. It's ridiculous. Diddy made out this tweet regarding about how, people have to respect the culture and take ownership of the culture or things like this will happen. I totally agree with that, but it's pretty interesting to see AMR's music be elevated on that level. This track is wonderful. It's really great video too, so if you haven't checked it out, please do. DriveWaves is consistently releasing music and videos. He's one of the hardest hustlers in the city. So despite what may be going on about that video with the white kids dancing around, check him out. I mean, he is a great artist and has been making noise for the past several years here in St. Louis. And speaking of DriveWaves, you can catch him and others at a new event out on December 1st at the Ready Room. This is hosted by Louisville. It's called Trap-A-Palooza. In addition to DriveWaves, there'll also be Jada, Heavy G, and some other heavy hitter trap stars. The last time they threw an event, it was in November. It was very successful. They had some familiar faces, Najee Person, Arshad Goods perform. A really great turnout and great energy. So I'm excited for the next iteration of this show, which is more trap heavy. Everyone on this bill is terrific. I'll be there in the house. So add this one to your calendar, Trap-A-Palooza, December 1st at the Ready Room. For my 1 plug this month, I want to mention a Spotify playlist that I've created that's called Discover 314. This is something that I started back in the summer, and I update at least once a month depending on how much music's been released. But I try to keep a playlist of about 35 to 45 minutes of only St. Louis artists and keep it fresh. So if you haven't heard of it and you have Spotify, please follow it. It's a great introduction to St. Louis hip hop. Try to get a good diverse array of artists from our city, male, female, people who are more trap heavy, people who are more backpack rappy, people who are more lyricist, a whole just well-rounded picture of what St. Louis sounds like. I know it's very difficult to stay up to date with the music that everyone's releasing, so I hope this can be an effective resource for you to pay attention, just find out some new artists, find out who's releasing new music, and really become a fan of these people and support what they're doing. St. Louis has been on fire all of 2018. That's certainly going to continue into 2019. And as I mentioned, my Discover 314 Spotify playlist will keep you in tune what's happening here on the ground. And let's wrap up the show with 4 things that have been released within the past month that I think you should be paying attention to here in our scene. First up, I want to give a nod to the homie Mad Keys, who has released a new EP called DriveWaves. He released another EP earlier this year called Loveways, so this is kind of like a successor to that. It's 5 tracks. He is a producer, violinist, and keyboardist from St. Louis, and these tracks to me I think are inspired by trips that he's taken in his car. It's really just thoughtful, pleasant music to listen to. So if you're in the whip or you have some studying or some work to be done, this is great music to put on. Mad Keys is just a wonderful talent. He's great live, and DriveWaves is just another extension of his skill. So go on over to SoundCloud, check out Mad Keys' new project, DriveWaves. We also have a new single out from the homie SADhappy. He's tapped Chris J for their track, Say My Name. This track is great. It's wonderful for the season. It's got these fall vibes with kind of a trip-hoppy beat. I love just a really solid beat and people just really delivering on the rap front. SADhappy, Chris J give you both of this on their new track. Be sure to check it out on SoundCloud for free. We also have a new EP out from pinkcaravan. She took a bit of a hiatus and now she's back in force with her EP 2002. This is 7 tracks from her, mostly produced by her in-house producer Namesake, but I was also excited to see Naya on this as well. She has one feature from Mila Lee, and this is just wonderful music from pinkcaravan. She does this kind of lo-fi, hip-hop, very understated vocal performance, but it's very powerful. Yeah, I think she's got a little more personal on 2002 than some of her previous work, which I'm excited to see. Her growth as an artist in 2002 really delivers another solid installment from pinkcaravan. So head on over to SoundCloud and check out that new EP, which is called 2002. And finally, last but not least, the homie Clair has released a 3-track EP, which is called SADhappy. He's calling this an audio art project, and I agree. It's a little more experimental from him, which I love to hear. He's got some wonderful instrumentation, a lot of horns, a lot of subdued beats, and Clair is just a terrific lyricist. He's very gripping and pulls you in to what he's trying to project with his work ethic. You can get this on his Bandcamp, and I highly recommend it. So head on over, check out Clair's new mini EP, which is called SADhappy. And that's the end of our show, everyone. As always, I appreciate you tuning in each month and supporting me and the 314. It's a great opportunity for me to show you my love and passion for the city of St. Louis and the music that our artists are creating. But you know, I can't cover everything. So if you think there's something that I've missed, something that you would like to see highlighted, please get at me on social media. I love consuming it, and maybe you'll see it on a future episode of the 314. But until then, everyone, be safe, and I'll see you soon.
Too raw, so I'm cool. From the south side of the loop. Catch me riding around in that Grand Prix. You gon' smell me with that boot. I got packed, yeah, that's true. But ain't serving, I ain't no G. More like Fresh Prince and that pressure lit. I'm too confident and I'm G. I'm too confident cause I'm me. Don't you trip off what I'm on. If you ain't blowing on papers, then you ain't touching my doors. No, you ain't hitting my phone. So no tripping when a nigga get it. Fuck around and raw up a hoe. Joint lit to that smoke.